Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Sarah.
And I'm Nate, and you're watching SaraNate. Today, we are going to be ranking the cast of Cobra Kai.
Hiya! Before we start, I had a question. Should I take off my shoes?
Quiet! We are going to be ranking the characters based on their likability,
Their character arc,
and their overall impact on the show, for better or worse. That being said, there is going to be spoilers, so spoiler alert. Without further ado, let's chop into the list. Whatcha?
No mercy, strike first, strike hard.
Oh, come on, you're Miyagi-Do. Look at her, she's
yeah, I would be
Miyagi-Do.
Miyagi-Do.
First character is John Crease.
Blech.
So I know we talked about likability and Crease.
He has no likability at all. I hate this man.
Now we see him at the end of season 1. He enters the dojo of Cobra Kai, and he makes a humongous impact on Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do.
Yes,
For
he does.
influencing some of the other students in a negative way.
Planting his seeds of his original Cobra Kai ideology, where Johnny Lawrence is trying to update it and make it better, and Crease is just like stuck in his old ways.
Character arc, he's just manipulative throughout, so he doesn't really have much of a journey. I mean, but I guess his cards are revealed toward the end of the season. His likability is an F. His impact is an S. Let's give him
I feel
a
like
B.
you have to put him in B. As much as I hate him, you wouldn't have season 2 be what it is if he were not on the show.
Next up, we have Johnny Lawrence, the
Yeah.
sensei of Cobra
Cobra Kai.
Johnny is an S. Yeah, I think he's the most likable character in my opinion.
And season 1, I didn't really like him sometimes, but you really feel for him, and his character arc is really, really good because he becomes a new person.
He's very rough around the edges, but along the way, he learns from his students and realizes this new perspective on why he's doing what he's doing.
And he wants to be in his son's life, and I feel for Johnny Lawrence really hard.
Yeah, Johnny is, his impact in the show is an S, his likability is an S, and his character arc is an S. This is his
Cobra
show.
Kai.
Next up, we have the Karate Kid himself, Daniel
LaRusso.
He's created quite the life for himself based off of his All Valley Karate Championship 1984 persona. He's the #1 car dealer in the area.
So he was really cool in The Karate Kid, and you were rooting for him. But now in Cobra Kai, he just can't let anything go. Oh, you can't change. Cobra Kai will never change. And I get it, you might have that perspective after being bullied and whatnot, but it's like, y'all are adults. Like, come on.
His likability's not that great in this. His impact on the show is huge, and his character arc toward the end and middle of season 2, when he gets to like hang out with Johnny a little bit more, and I mean, he does take in Robbie and teaches him a lot of stuff. I think for the what it is, I mean, I don't think his likability's up here, but his impact and everything else, he's an F.
I would say he's an S.
Next up, we have Amanda LaRusso, Daniel's wife and co-owner and operator of LaRusso Auto. When I first saw her in season 1, in the way she was talking to Daniel about like her daughter and dating the bully,
The jerk.
she's all like, Danny, why are you so mad about this pool party? Yada yada yada. And she rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
But as it goes on, and in season 2, when she's kind of left, when Daniel's son opens up Miyagi-Do, she's running LaRusso Motors all by herself. I felt for her a lot.
Yeah, same.
Overall, I give her like a B.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not bad, and she has her moments.
Next up, we have Samantha LaRusso,
Their
the daughter. Yeah. Sam's a tough one for me because season 1, her and Miguel together are like,
I shipped them.
It's amazing,
Yeah.
right? And her character journey from she's with the popular girls and kind of like putting out Aisha and her old group of friends, but
Yeah.
then she makes a full circle and is like friends with them again. And in season 2, she decides to join Miyagi-Do.
I feel like because of her alliance with Miyagi-Do, she's basically now competing against these people who just became her friends again.
She's kind of clouded in a vision of like whatever her father says about Cobra Kai's. It's like, oh my God, I can't date a Cobra Kai. I can't even tell my dad I'm dating Miguel because he's a Cobra Kai. Her likability is kind of questionable at moments, but you know, you do have to feel for her.
I sympathize because it's like you're a teenager and you want to listen to your parents, and you're in high school. It's like, crazy stuff's happening all the time.
Likability kind of in question. Impact in the show is not a question, and character arc. Gotta give her an A.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Next up, we have Robbie Keane.
Johnny's son.
Johnny's son.
Instead of Daniel's son.
Robbie starts out as like a high school dropout bad boy who's breaking the law.
And his dad was never really there.
But since Johnny's kind of evolving with Cobra Kai, he realizes he wants to connect with his son again, and he makes a real effort. He even says he could come live with him, but his mom is like clouded, and she's all, your father is like just lying to you. He's never been there, and that really messes up Robbie's head. And he works with LaRusso Auto just to get back.
Spite him.
And he was gonna go to his dojo, and then he sees his dad giving Miguel his gi. And instead of just being like, hey dad, what's up? He's just like, he looks at him, he turns around.
I feel for Robbie too, because someone who's never had their dad there ever and has only been raised by their mom, and he's also a teenager going through all this teen angst, hanging with the wrong crowd.
And his likability throughout the whole season is just like, it's worse than Sam. But impact on the show and character arc, he's I
feel like you have to put him next to Sam.
He's an A.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Miguel Diaz.
Sensei's prime student.
Miguel starts out as a awkward kid who's got asthma, and he goes to Cobra Kai to learn how to be a badass. He turns out to be Johnny's greatest student.
Their relationship is really nice to see. It's like the son that Johnny should have raised, kind of.
Yeah, but Miguel's character arc from shy, awkward kid who didn't know how to strike first
to he'll step up and fight and defend people now. He kind of becomes a different person throughout it, but
in the beginning of season 2, he's kind of listening to Crease a little bit more than he is Johnny, but then Johnny talks some sense into him. And right when he's choosing honor over no mercy, the Robbie incident happens. And I mean, for me, Miguel is an S.
I agree.
Next up, we have
Eli Moskowitz,
aka Hawk.
He's very self-conscious because of his lip.
And never talks. Him, Dimitri, and Miguel are having lunch together in the losers table, and then he finds Cobra Kai, and he finds out that he's really good at karate. And his character arc is one of the biggest ones in the show.
It's a big one, but it's not one that I like, because he went from one extreme to the next, and it's like, find a middle ground, Hawk.
He has all this turmoil and angst inside him and years of bullying, and
he needs therapy.
He's just going about it all wrong, and he really is susceptible to Crease in season 2. I liked him a lot when he was first changing in like season 1. I'm like, that's right, Hawk, let's get it, dude. But then by season 2, when he takes the Medal of Honor, I'm like, dude, you're like not likable.
And it's just like, come back to who you are inside.
But he can't see it. It's weird. His impact on the show is pretty big. I'd give Hawk an A.
I would give Hawk an A as well.
Next up, we have Tori. In the beginning, when she first enters Cobra Kai, the dojo, they're having class, and she kind of fights back without having any karate experience. Her character journey starts from like, oh, who's the new girl in class, to, oh, hey, Miguel, what's up?
She's like the bad girl because she steals the alcohol and the silverware from the beach club.
And the way she went after Miguel when he was making that little PowerPoint presentation for hey,
Sam.
Get back with me, Sam. She's like, no, screw that. Come with me.
She makes it really hard to like her, because it's like, I get your background, I get that, but you don't have to be a jerk because of what you've been through.
It really does make for a great rivalry. Robbie, Sam, Miguel, and Tori. It's just like,
it's a crazy,
it's like a love square
explosion.
Yeah, I think I give her a B.
I would give her a B because her impact on the show.
Next up, we have Aisha Robinson.
I like Aisha a lot.
Very, very high on the likability scale and on the character arc. She starts out, Johnny's just like, no girls in karate. Miguel's like, yo, her dad's like rich AF.
And she's getting bullied in school. People sending her awful text messages.
That was a pretty big thing in season 1. She goes from being a victim to being, she's not a bully, but she can handle her own.
She will sock you in the face if you call her names again.
And she is like one of the people who is in Cobra Kai, but like is still completely fine with Sam. But Sam's kind of like standoffish in different scenarios. Her impact, it might not be the biggest on the show, but she's there. She's like the glue.
Yeah.
I have to give her rate with Tori. She
I
can't
agree.
be, I think it's like this.
Yeah.
Next, we have Dimitri. So Dimitri is part of Eli's and Miguel's original kind of loser table group. He's kind of very neurotic and just scared to even talk to anybody. And he's kind of put himself mentally in this like lower tier of people.
Yeah, because he's always talking about how like they would never talk to people like them. They just need to stick to themselves.
And then he kind of takes this whole journey of, you can call it a journey. I mean,
it's a half-assed journey.
I have a letter from my mom saying I can't use my limbs in karate class.
It's like he's going to take karate, but is having all these stipulations of stuff he can't do. It's like, dude, stay home.
There are some things where I feel for him, like when Crease punched him in the face. That's crazy.
That's not cool.
Crease drives Dimitri to Miyagi-Do, and through that, he actually learns eventually how to defend himself, and he's got a pretty cool little rivalry with Hawk that develops throughout season 2. I give him a C.
I give him a C as well.
Next up, we have Carmen Diaz, aka Miguel's mother and Johnny's love interest.
She's really sweet and she's a good mom. She wants the best for her son.
Concerned about him joining karate.
Because she didn't let him do it at first. She was like, no, you can't. And Miguel had to do it in secret, but she came around.
And then by season 2, her and Johnny kind of, start dating, and they go on that cool little double date.
The dancing salsa.
Unintentional double date.
Yeah.
Her likability is really high. She goes from not letting Miguel touch karate to essentially dating his sensei. And
well, at least for a little bit until the end of season 2.
Well, we'll see what happens.
For now.
I think they're good. I think they're great together. I give her right next to
Amanda. Yeah, I agree.
Next up, we have Moon.
She was in the popular girls group, but she was never really mean at heart. Like when Yasmin, when she would do mean things, Moon would always make a face.
She sees Hawk at the party at the end of season 1, and they become an item. Then she kind of tells him off once he becomes a complete jerk.
And I think she's a good friend. She's there for Sam when...
And she's like, can't we all get along kind of deal.
Right, like Moon just wants balance and wants everyone to be friends.
All in all, she's very likable, so I would give her a C.
I agree. I like her over Dimitri. At least that's what I would do.
Does he have a note for that?
He'd probably need one.
Finally, we have Stingray. So Stingray enters the cast in season 2 as, I think he's working at like a Home Depot.
Yeah, he's waiting on Johnny. He's helping him find a mirror for his dojo.
From that to where he becomes part of Cobra Kai, and he wins the Battle of Wolf Creek for the red team.
By being stealthy and hiding under the leaves.
And then he tries to become a security guard for the school, literally right when the huge fight breaks out.
Great day to prove himself.
He's like the everyday guy who has no chance, but makes it happen. Everything else is like very minor, so you gotta give him like, I like him more than Dimitri.
Yeah, Dimitri,
wow.
Sorry, dude.
You know what, should we?
No.
Let's review the list. S tier, Johnny Lawrence. Danny LaRusso, Miguel Diaz.
Perfect.
A's, Sam LaRusso, Robbie Keane, and Hawk. B's, John Crease, Tori, Aisha, Amanda LaRusso, and Carmen Diaz. In C's, we have Moon, Stingray, Dimitri.
Sounds good to me. I think that's very appropriate for everybody.
Yeah. That's our list. Let us know what characters you agree with, what you disagree with, and which characters we missed out. As always, remember to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell button to never miss a new episode.
That's all the time we have for today, guys. Peace out.